Welcome back to a Kickstarter pick of the week. I'm Oaks, this is Board Game Bangers, and the Kickstarter pick of the week is Septima by Mindclash Games. Now, before we get into it, look, I might sound a little bit husky at the moment, currently recovering from man flu, known condition, confirmed condition there, man flu, so, you know, lucky to be alive right now. And anyway, we'll get through this video, I'm sure I'll get through it alive. Now, Septima by Mindclash Games. Mindclash Games brought us Perseverance, Anachrony, Tricurion, some very well loved heavy Euros, but Septima is going to be a little bit sort of brought back and be more of a medium weight Euro. But Septima went up against some really hard competition this week. Bot Factory, a Vital Lacerda takeoff, a spin-off of Kanban. Now, what we have there is similar to Mercado de Lisboa, which was a spin-off of Lisboa. It had a small section of Lisboa and they created a brand new game out of it. Well, Vital Lacerda and Designer done the exact same thing, and we've got Bot Factory there. So that was pretty damn close to my pick of the week, that one. Now, the other ones out there, Globetrotting. This is by Road to Infamy, the people who brought us Canvas, the well-loved family game Canvas. Now, Globetrotting is a globe, a map of the globe, like, you know, world globe, and you're drawing lines on it, so much going on, looks incredible. The other one was Skyrise by Roxley Games. Now this one actually has all these, you know, skyscrapers in these 3D components in front of you. Looks impressive. You know, again, another medium weight Euro, but just some really top games this week, and any four of those could have been my pick of the week. But you know, I stuck with Septima, so let's go check out the campaign. You are the leader of a powerful witch coven, striving to prove your wisdom and ability to the Septima to ultimately become her heir. You will play action cards to gather ingredients in the forest surrounding the town. Use them to brew potions, heal sick townsfolk, and perform rituals to gain powerful charms. Most of the townsfolk are initially hostile, but your actions can slowly earn their loyalty. At the end of each season, these loyal citizens can help you turn a witch trial in your favour to rescue an accused witch from being exiled. Each action you perform together with another coven will become more powerful. But this also raises suspicion and holds the risk of falling prey to the relentless witch hunters. After 4 seasons, the player with the most wisdom points wins the game. So there we go, that's a small background into Septima. But before we do, just do a little side tangent here. Let's have a look at Wiki here. I wanted to look up about a witch's coven. You know, obviously words I don't hear in everyday vocabulary. So what we have is coven was originally created by this lady, Margaret Murray, back in 1921, which is a group of witches, normally a group of 13 witches. Now Margaret Murray, hell of a story about her. Let's have a look at it there. She made this story up about all these witches and stuff, and this actually went into the Britannica Encyclopedia and stayed there for 40 odd years before anyone bothered to sort of check her work out. Very interesting read, but look, just a little side tangent. Okay, now Septima, 426,000 Australian, we're about 290 odd thousand Euro raised, nearly 3,900 backers, 14 days to go, so it's only a 14-day campaign. So traditionally Mindclash Games will go for a 3-week campaign. We've backed this down to a 2-week campaign, so just something to be mindful of there. Now here's a look at our artwork. Now this beautiful artwork is going to be the exact same artist as Tricurion, and it's going to be quite a unique art style, and I really appreciate it. Something different, something so different within the board game space. And look at all of our beautiful components there with some animal meeples there and our witch meeples. Now that's going to be one aspect of the game where you're going to be able to change from your witch self to your animal self. Very fascinating stuff. Also have some metal point tokens which look great. 1 to 4 players, so it's going to have a solo David Turtsy mode. And what we also have is 25 minutes per player with about a 10 to 15 minute teach. Now, game overview. So first things first, we are trying to replace the Septima. You know, the old ducky, she's getting a bit old, so, you know, we're going to try and step up and we're going to try and be the sort of the leader of this witch clan. But to do that, we're going to have to impress her by doing a whole bunch of stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be able to move around town. That makes sense. Next thing we're going to do, the reason we're moving is we want to be able to collect some ingredients. Now, why do we want to collect ingredients? Well, we want to be able to collect those ingredients to brew into potions. So that is the next one here, brew. But why do we want to brew potions? Well, look, we're witches, we're not all bad people, we're nice people too, so we want to heal the sick. So we're going to brew potions to help heal the sick. So that's going to be one of the main elements you're going to be doing within the game. The next one we have is recruiting. So as mentioned in that intro, what we're going to be doing is we're going to have townsfolk. They're initially hostile to us, but we want to try and recruit them to our side. So if we ever do have a witch trial, hopefully the townsfolk are going to be on our side and our witch will be able to save the witch there. So that's recruiting. Now this one's going to be able to transform into our animal self there, so that's, you know, beautiful. Now that's also going to be an advanced thing that you can play with. You don't have to play with that, so that's just something to keep in mind there. Chanting. Now this is going to lower your suspicion level. So as you're doing stuff in the game, you're going to be raising your suspicion level, and that is gonna, I guess, get the witch hunters sort of, you know, on your back, and they're going to get closer and closer and try and capture you and get you into trial. So, you know, by chanting, you're going to be able to lower that suspicion level and help you sort of stay in the town longer without getting caught. And look, there's a whole bunch more there, but one here I want to talk about here is the right. So the right track, now again, this is an advanced component, you don't have to play with it, but an advanced track where you're going to be able to sort of go up, depending on what actions you play, you'll be able to go up this track and it's going to get you bonus, a whole bunch of bonus stuff. Look, I think it's one of those things, for me, this game, look, sort of just screams playing with the advanced mode with everything. You know, not every game I recommend that, but I think this game, look, I think it's a medium weight game, so being able to play with all those components, I think right off the bat, that's what I would be doing. So there we go. So that's the right board if you want to play with that. Next up, co-op with a twist. So when we talk about these action cards, so everyone's going to pick one of their sort of action cards, depending on how many they're playing with there, and they're going to fold it over there, and if any of them match, you're going to be able to get the bonus action. So it's an award for matching, so you're going to get a second action. Now, the problem with that is every time you match with someone, you're going to raise up that suspicion level, and that's the thing we don't want to do. So you're going to be able to you know, try and sort of talk to people beforehand and try and figure out if that's what you actually want to do. So it's, you know, just again, it is with a twist there. Now, here we go. Manipulate your trials to expand your coven. So this is where we talk about you're trying to get your folk in there, so your supporters into that bag and into the trial there. So as we can see there, a whole bunch of them going into the bag, they're going to pull them out, and hopefully your colors are going to come out there, and then that way you're going to save that witch, and whoever has the most colors there, you're going to actually bring them, you're going to save the witch, but you're also going to bring them into your coven, and that's going to give you more abilities. So the more witches, you got 4 spots in your player board there, the more witches you have, the more abilities you're going to have. So that's sort of another way to sort of increase your powers throughout the game. Next, shapeshift into the animal form. I love this. So when you shapeshift into the animal form, you're going to actually get a reduction in the amount of actions you have. So eventually you're going to run out of things you can do, and so you're going to have to sort of shift back into the witch self. But such a nice little mechanism and such a nice little touch. I really like this one. Okay, now solo, so I mentioned it right at the start, David Turtsy's solo mode, still working on it, not in the rulebook currently, but we know what he does. Like, yeah, it's going to be impressive. Now, a whole bunch of playthrough videos there, beta rulebook, it's about a 20-page rulebook, you know, nice to read, and again, for a Mindclash game, this is quite a light Mindclash game. Okay, what's in the box? Now, €75, about 78 US there, and we got a whole bunch of wooden components, and I think these ingredients look absolutely amazing. I really like the fact that they're different, and they look great. And there's going to be your witch meeples, it's going to be your witch hunters that are going to be on the outside of the board trying to capture you. Whole bunch of your citizens there, and then citizens from your own colors. And again, the more of your own colors you get in there, increases the chance that you're going to be able to get that witch into your coven. And there's going to be your witches, and each of your witch tiles are going to have all these abilities down the bottom there. So that's another thing to note there. You're going to have your main witch is going to be in this yellow one here, and then your ones that you're going to get in are all going to come around the outside there. Okay, and this is where all your like ingredients are going to go, and that's where you'll, you know, make them into potions and stuff. So a whole bunch of stuff going on there. Oh, look, a whole bunch of components, a whole bunch of these potions. Now, you're going to get 3 main potions. So as you can see here, we've got 3 different colored potions to match 3 different, different types of patients, or different colored of patients there. But we're also going to have these practical potion tokens. These are actually just going to give you advantages during the game. So that's maybe something you want to brew up just to be able to do that. And the way you're going to be able to brew it up is you're going to have this sort of board that's going to tell you what each ingredients, if you match them up together, what potion they'll brew into. Okay. And you're going to have a potion offer board, which is just going to sort of let you just put your potions in there. It's just a nice little storage container. Now, for this game, we're going to have cardboard wisdom tokens, but again, we can upgrade to the metal, and I think this is going to be, this is going to be where, not every time I'm going to recommend it, but I think in this instance, straight away when I saw these metal ones, I'm like, I think it's a must-have. Anyway, one right board. So this is what I talked about earlier. The right board there is the extra sideboard that you're going to be able to play with as an advanced way of playing, just to be able to add some more elements to the game. Yep. And a whole bunch of stuff there, and these are the extra, the Shapeshift and Omens expansions. So the Omens are basically going to be played every single round. It's going to give you, depending on if the witch trial was successful or if it failed, depends on if it's going to be a bad or a good omen there. So that's the Omen expansion, and then the Shapeshifting expansion, which we mentioned earlier. There we go, game trays. So you get that potion tray, plus a whole bunch of beautiful game trays. And yeah, again, every time I play with game trays, I'm more and more impressed with what a great solution they are. And there we go. And here we go. Here's the metal coins. So we're only talking $16 US for these metal, metal wisdom tokens. And 1, 5, and 10s. I think they look great. I think this is a must-have. I really do. I would be recommending going all in on this one. I just think the components are just too nice not to. There we go. Look, Maggie and Amy there. Another lot of Australians, love them. And a whole bunch more there. Okay, so let's get through all these videos. And look, there's no unlocks in this campaign. All they're doing is unlocking a story. And the story is actually quite nice. So feel free. They've already released some of it on the BGG page there. So you can get an idea. Really nice writing. Really nice sort of thematic way to sort of get you into this game, into this world. Yep, a few languages there and shipping prices. Quite reasonable, really. And they say here, what have we got here? Despite the logistics crisis, we continue to manufacture and deliver our games with no extra cost to you. So feel pretty rest assured that this postage cost that they're quoting here is going to be pretty accurate, because they're putting their name to this here. So I think that's a fairly decent price. I have no problems at all with that postage, and we just go on there. Taxes, EU, UK have to pay all that VAT. Yeah, it sucks. It really does for them. Anyway, and cool. And that's pretty much it. And there's the team. So, what are my end thoughts? Well, first things first, I always like to talk about a comparison. And so the first comparison is pretty simple, really. Trickerion. So this is another simultaneous action game. And again, same artist, giving you very similar vibes, but this is going to be a lot heavier game. So Trickerion, look, instead of being witches, we're now magic. We're old school magicians. And I think, this is going to be another world that you can get yourself lost into. Trickerion, that's one of my recommendations there. Another one, let's have a look at this. Broom Service. Look, if you're into witches, this Fister game here, right here, look at this. There we go, let's have a look at some of this. It's not the most elegant game board, I will give you that, but from all reports I've heard, that this game is not too bad. So, look, if you're into witches and all that sort of stuff, why not this one? And my last one was, look, Salem 1692. Again, all about the witches and stuff, but this is going to be a bluffing deduction game. And let's see if we got some photos here. Here we go. Bluffing deduction game. But again, if you're into that witch theme, if that's what you're here for, if you're really interested in that, go. Look, there's a couple other recommendations for you just to consider. But the main comparison I'll say is probably to Trickerion. But again, Trickerion will be a lot heavier game. So, that's my comparisons. Now, do I recommend? Well, look, I've already told you I recommend this. I think this is an all-in deluxe here. I think the metal coins plus the deluxe version. So what do we got here? 75 euros for the deluxe, plus what was it, like 15 or so for the coins. To me, it's a no-brainer. Mindclash Games, they produce some of the most well-loved games that you will ever come across. Now, Anachrony and Trickerion, all those games, they're quite hard to get your hands on. So while this will have a retail release, it's not something that's easily gettable. So for a lot of people, jumping on this and grabbing something like Anachrony or something like that may be your best chance to be able to get those games. And to be honest, that's exactly what I'm doing. I have Trickerion. I've been dying to get my hands on Anachrony, so I want to jump on Septima so I can get Anachrony in the big box and all that sort of good Anachrony stuff. Look, why not? So that's another reason why you might want to back this here. The other one is what they've done here, and this is interesting. They've got here a €1 pledge now to the pledge manager, which is fine. We're also used to that. But what you're normally doing is you normally pay that €1 to lock in the same price that you're going to see on the Kickstarter right now. But what they're saying is this pledge manager access only gets you access to the pledge manager, but you're going to be paying a higher price than the Kickstarter. So if you don't back within this 14-day window, if you only back for that €1, when you come time to close your pledge manager, you're going to be paying more than the people who back within this 14 days. So that's something different, and I think it's something that we may see more of. Again, with the tightening of I guess, just the finances across the board, everything logistics-wise, the cost of all the components, everything going up, just the margins aren't there anymore. So little things like this are one way of, I guess, Mindclash making sure that they're going to be financially viable throughout the campaign. So just, again, something to consider. If you back the pledge manager, you will be paying a higher price. So look, my recommendation, grab the 75 now within the 14 days, grab those metal coins. And again, I don't normally, like, anyone who watches my videos knows that I hardly ever recommend going the all in, but I think in this one, I think this is a safe bet to go. So look, I'm Hoax, this is Board Game Bangs. If you like what I do, like and subscribe, helps me with the algorithm, helps me get out to more and more people, which I would love. So thank you so much for listening. Till next time, laters.